Hello, namaste, welcome on back to my channel. So today we are going to create a look inspired by the show called Euphoria. As you can see, it's very simple look, natural base and heavy complex eyes. So to begin, I'm using hyaluronic acid toner by Friego. While it's wet, I'm gonna top it off with Belora Paris moisturizer. You can use tons of it. It won't feel oily because it's a very lightweight formula and sinks in pretty quickly. I like to warm it up really well and then lightly press it into my skin. Now that I'm finished up with prepping my skin, we can move on to the makeup. I'm first going to take my NEWYORK primer Illuminator. It has very tiny gold flakes in it, but camera isn't catching it for some reason. Consistency is exactly like Nykaa Prep Me Up primer. I mean, texture wise it feels like that. And to add some extra glow, I'm adding Swiss Beauty Illuminator in the mix as well, and I'm gonna start applying it with my fingers. It leaves your skin looking like a glass. I'll even mix this into a matte foundation sometimes and it will still transform it into something that leaves the skin looking super glowy. Keeping the products lightweight, I'm using Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Wetless Foundation. I'm blending it in and basically pushing the product into my skin with a round kabuki brush. Lately I've been using brushes only because for some reason makeup sponges just don't cut it for me anymore. I use like 30 different brushes in one look and I've been really enjoying the freedom of different brushes provides. And then anywhere we want to go in with a tad bit coverage on pigmentation, I'll do some elegant peach color correction. For me, my dark circles are the main focus, but you can definitely cover up any acne scars. If you have slightly warmer tone around your mouth, you can cover that up as well. And I mean, this is the point where you definitely need to do the color correction, so do that. And then with a Fit Me concealer, I'm gonna cover that peachy residue and basically give it an even tone finished look. The second concealer wasn't a necessary part for me. I just wanted to remove that peachy residue that I had. Alrighty, next up I'm using this elegant concealer to add some depth and warmth to parameters of my face and along the hollow of my cheekbones, jawlines, things like that. You may have noticed a second ago that I first applied this to the back of my hand and then worked the bristles of the brush into the pigment before I started buffing it into my skin. By doing this, I'm ensuring I won't use too much product, just enough to give us that warmth we're looking for. And even though I'm using brush here to blend this up, you can also use sponge if you prefer. I find myself personally kind of like going back and forth between brushes and sponges to get the seamless blend. You can definitely use both if you want. Okay, so now to modify specific areas of my face, I'm using this Faces Canada HD pressed powder and lightly applying this on with a brush. And notice how I said there is a specific area of the face. I don't want to apply this everywhere because I don't want to diminish that glow I have from the primer Illuminator, right? I strategically use this to mattify and bring down the shine where maybe it's not the most flattering for my face, right? So around the eyes, nostrils, center of my forehead and around the mouth. This is a great powder for this purpose because it's completely translucent and in my opinion one of the best translucent pressed powder on the market, in Indian market at least. And you can see what a big difference it makes to the areas we apply it to. It takes down the shine without adding coverage, which is important to me here because I don't want to add more coverage. To gloss up the cheeks, I'm using this new Faces Canada Comfy Matte Liquid Lipsticks. I just bought this. It's a new launch, I think, and I have these 3 shades. Of course, I had to get at least one red because I wouldn't be me if I didn't, right? Then I have 2 nude shades. I think the lighter nude shade here has a really good pink tones to it, so I'm gonna use that one as my blush. Applying this in the similar manner I had applied my liquid contour. So by applying it to the back of my hand first and then buff it into my skin. I'm also gonna go over my eyelids, but I'm not taking extra products. I just am using the leftover residue, so it will give me somewhat like a monochromatic look. I'm using Absolute New York eyebrow pencil. This is my like a third one I have. I've been using it for quite some time now, so I don't know why you guys just won't take a hint and buy it. I mean, it's great product. Start by running this product through the brow hair against the direction they grow in to get them fully saturated with the product, and then start brushing them back down into the final shape. I'm keeping the brows in uniform with the complexion today, simple and clean and understated basically, which I think will perfectly complement the eye makeup we are going to do next. So for the eyes, I'm starting with this shade here from Huda Beauty Noughty Nude eyeshadow palette and blending this out with a large eyeshadow blending brush all over the lid, which will give us the real soft diffused effect. I want to keep the shadows really sheer, so I'm not going to build the pigment up. I want just a hint of that color and let the rhinestones we apply here soon have the spotlight, To build up the dimension in this, I'm dipping into this shade here from the Juvias Place Masquerade palette and pressing this into the inner half of the upper lid. So I thought this shade would really, it's pretty and it adds to the color story, but while also keeping it simple and easy. The trick to this is to not overthink it. Just throw the shadow pigment on and buff and blend it out and move on. So that's being said, next shadow I'm taking this bright shimmery shade and I'm packing that onto the inner corner to brighten this area up. You can even split some setting spray on the brush for like a good color payoff, but I think this looks really good as is. Next up, I'm dipping into this purple shimmer shade here and lightly applying this all over the lid there. This definitely needs more of a glitter than shimmer right now, which is why I'm using this glitter on top of the other shadows. The glitter palette is from an Instagram store. It's very affordable. I don't remember the price, but it might be just around 300 or so check it out if you guys want to order it. You can see the color story come through here, the beautiful dimension it's giving. For the lower lash line here, I'm just using the same shadows we used up on the upper lids. I don't want to go too dramatic here, since again I want the attention to be on the rhinestones. And then dipping into this deep purple shade here, I'm going to wing out my upper lash line just a tad bit, nothing too crazy. You can even blend it out like I did. And now the most exciting part, rhinestones. But I also have some old supplies from when I used to do Jardoshi Bharat work on clothes when I was a kid, and some of the stuffs here is like pretty weird, not really ideal for makeup as it's normally used to decorate clothes, but I just found this old box from my childhood and I wanted to incorporate some of these things into my makeup. So I thought today's today because today's makeup is really just very subjective, right? Before we start the eyes, I'm gonna fix my hair, gel it up, and this is definitely not the hairstyle that suits my fat face, but I was feeling the vibe that day and I'm gonna grab the lash glue and these pearls here that I got from Amazon. This is not from the Jardoshi work I found. I found the easiest way to do this is by mapping out the first with the glue where you want to apply the stones, and once you have the glue applied, grab the stones or product that you want and just start placing them right on top. Pearls are probably available on the Amazon. I have this thing that looks like a string, right? And I'm thinking of using this as like a fake baby hair design that they do, right? So let's see if it's possible. Look how pretty this is. So this strings that I'm showing you here is from Jardoshi box that I just showed you. I'm not sure if you can find any of these things anywhere now because I have had this box since I was 13. So okay, so this looks salvageable, so I'm gonna do a few more. I'm gonna get like a longer piece now. Again, I'm gonna go ahead with my lash glue. Now we're gonna do eyes. I think we've played enough with this Jardoshi strings. We're gonna do something else with stones, I think. These are the kind of like stone. I am going to try and make some designs from this. Now I'm gonna take some multi-chrome stones like this. Now I'm gonna take like a star like this. Now we're done. I'm gonna do my lips. I don't know why I didn't do my lips before all of this. But for my lips, I'm gonna take Wet n Wild Chestnut shade for the lip line. The same lipstick that I used as a blush. This is in the shade 010. And then I'm gonna do my lip gloss. This is the lip gloss that I got from an Instagram store. It's really pretty. Look at this. It was hardly like 120 rupees or something. I'm gonna take this lavender and pink shade. I'm gonna mix this too. I forgot to do my mascara, so I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna do lashes because that's just going to be too much, but if you want to do lashes, do you. As you can see, I have done whatever is pretty to me. For Euphoria, this is a good thing. You can really play with makeup because everybody's like doing their own thing, their own idea of beauty, and I think that's a beautiful thing on YouTube right now.